Okay, folks, I'm here with Nicholas Maffey. He's a head wrestling coach here at Northwest. And Nick, I want to compliment you on the development that I've seen going on here at Northwest. You've been doing a really outstanding job the last couple of years.
Thank you very much.
What's your wrestling background?
I wrestled, growing up. I wrestled for Dexter Carpenter, who was the head coach here at the time. I started around second grade, third grade, and wrestled throughout. I started out at Coleraine High School, and after a few transfers of coaches between my 8th grade year, ninth grade year, 10th grade year, I had 4 different coaches in 4 years. So I wanted to go back to get some more solidarity, and went back to my roots from my same elementary coach and transferred over to Northwest.
That's outstanding. It's great to see people coming back to their roots. I think that pays big dividends because you have a better feel for the kids and the community. And it seems to me that you're really bringing something to the community. I was very impressed. We get around and see a lot of different places in operation around the area, and you've got everybody going in the right direction. That's organization plus.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's the way I look at it is there's a lot of fun working with the kids who grew up in the same neighborhood as I did. I know the struggles that they go through. I know the things that, you know, there's opportunities that are for them that aren't present in other schools. And I came from a GCL. When I first started coaching, I spent my first 5 years in a GCL school. When I had the opportunity to come back home to my alma mater, it was a no-brainer. I got the opportunity again, like I said. And the kids here, not that the GCL kids are bad, but this is my roots. It was a chance for me to give back to being more along the lines of where I grew
Who
up.
you are.
Of who I am, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's easier for me to express myself to these guys because we've gone through the same things, we've done the same things, and we grew up in the same area.
Well, it's interesting to me to look at here. You gave me some background material on your team the last couple of years to see the real improvement that is very much in evidence in the performance of the team. You had a 14-5 record last year in duels.
Yeah, I hate bragging, but but putting a little feather in my own hat. And the coaching staff I have around me is phenomenal. Like I said, myself, I'm a graduate in 2002. My assistant coach, he came from, he was an All-American in college in an AIA program. He wrestled here as well with me in 2002. I got him on board after his professional fighting career was over. He moved up here to work with me. Then I have 2 younger coaches who get to roll with my lightweights every day. Eddie Sanders, who is a 2-time state qualifier, who's only 21, and he's just right out of the Mount St. Joe. He wrestled there for 2 years, and then this year he had a few injuries, and now he wanted to take some time off. And I also have Cordell Bird, who I'm sure you might know from Ross, who's a 3-time state qualifier, just took 4th place last year.
You've done a wonderful job in assembling an assistant group of assistants.
It makes a big deal. It may look nice with my pretty face on the camera, but they're the ones doing all the work while I'm sitting here.
Hey, you're sitting next to a guy that makes you look really good. I got news for you. With the growth of wrestling in Ohio, we see some weird things going on. Division I, where you are, is one thing. It's a world all unto itself. Division II and III has been suffering for years. And do you have any idea? You were there at Baden. The competition level that's out there. Do you have any idea what's at the root of these problems with what we're not doing?
What I saw, like I said, I spent the first 5 years coaching at Baden High School, where it was a D3 program. We struggled because it was the very first time they ever had wrestling, so we struggled to get numbers. Very well now, they're doing very well. They're doing 32 guys in the room, which is great for them. But what you see in D3 is they have a lot of top-end talent. Like when you go through all these rankings for Bucksman or Burrow, all these things, you'll see a lot of schools names down the line. It's a lot of individuals, whereas Division I, you see a lot more teams who have full lineups, and within those lineups they have multiple studs, which makes a huge difference because, in D3, D2, it's a little bit more prevalent in D3 as opposed to D2 because you have your top-end schools like CVCA and Graham. Yeah. But in D3, you see a lot of individualistic stuff where this one guy at 130 or this one guy at 138, he's now, the top dog in that area. He might have been at a Graham or he might have been at a Tecumseh and he transfers to, West Liberty Salem,
Right.
just because he has the best opportunity for himself.
It always drove me crazy because I spent my career, well,
Finneytown.
actually I coached in 3 different divisions.
Okay.
I coached in, well, there was only one originally, and then there was Division 1 and 2, and then we got to 3, and we bounced up and down between divisions and everything. And I always was trying to figure out a way that a school in the smaller sizes there could make a challenge like you find in the northwestern part of the state, where you find there's only Graham in the southwest that really dominates things. And why we can't get a couple more people doing this is always been the problem. What about travel? How much travel do you do?
Well, like I said, when I was at Baden High School, we did a lot of traveling. We went to Las Vegas. We went to Iowa Folk Style National Duels. This is my 3rd year now at Northwest, and last year we got to go out to Iowa for Folk Style National Duels. This upcoming summer, because of fundraisers and getting more kids involved. When I took over this team 3 years ago, they had 4 kids on the team. They took 4 kids to sectionals. This year we have 36 on the roster.
That's great.
Like I said, last year we went 14-5, which was phenomenal. This year we're starting out 6-1. It's just it's a gradual process of getting kids to be more involved in the summer. Not telling them, hey, you can't play baseball, but in addition to baseball or in addition to summer lifting for football, join us 2 to 3 days a week. And that was the biggest thing. When I was a kid, we had Cincinnati Assault.
Right.
And, the Greco freestyle were pushed heavily.
Sure.
And now a lot of people are backing off of it, unfortunately. So, getting kids more involved in the summer is something that's going to happen to grow the sport. And luckily, I've been able to do that here.
Yeah, the difficulty often is the funding or the inability of getting people to support the program to get you out on the road and get you exposure to a lot of different things. And it sounds like you're doing a really good job with that.
I have a great support group when it comes to my athletic director. He supports the program very much. Right now we're in a room that probably can only fit 24, and we're pushing 32, 36 guys. He's already okayed that we're going to get our room extended for next season. He's already extended a 3rd mat for us in the process.
Wow.
So, he sees what we're doing, and he's on board not only with wrestling but athletics in the building.
How do you get along? How do you find the rest of the coaches, say the football people, the basketball? Well, basketball we won't talk about too much. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But football and soccer and baseball and the other coaches in the district, what's that relationship?
Within the school, I was on the football coaching staff this year. I thought it'd be a great idea to give back, like I said, give back to kids. I was a soccer player in high school. I wasn't a football guy by any means, but the soccer players are few and far between who wrestle, at least in this school. Building that culture of wrestling is what we're working on. So it's a little bit easier sometimes to grab those more aggressive guys in football. So I've been coaching freshman football the last 2 years to help boost our numbers as well.
That's a huge asset.
Yeah.
You got to get those guys on your side.
Not to my family life.
You got to get in touch. Yeah. I was going to say, how's this working out on the home front, man?
I had to give up baseball. I enjoyed baseball. I had to give up. My wife told me I had to pick baseball or football, and I said, well, consider that football comes before wrestling, and those guys are a little bit bigger and stronger. Let's go that route.
Well, the world still revolves around football, I think, in high school. And
like I said, it helps us being here where we've been in the playoffs last year, 2 years. I'm sorry,
absolutely.
2 years. So that momentum just grows and the kids catch fire. When my first year here, I had a state placer, and the kids thought it was the most amazing thing. When he was getting ready for state, we did the walkthrough with the entire school.
Yeah.
And every school's, every kid in the school is just, rooting them on. And everyone asks a million questions after that. Then last year we had an in-school duel. They saw us win, and then more kids come. So it's just one of those, perpetual domino effects, and I'm hoping that it continues to grow more. One day I'd like to be a Mason where I have 60, 80, 100 kids in the room. I'd like to have that problem where I can tell basketball to get out of the gym, and now this is our wrestling room.
Well, you just wait long enough and you get a room like Mason has or Moeller has or Elder has. You just get one of your own.
Yeah, you just got to keep winning, doing the right things. That's the biggest thing I preach to these guys: do the right thing. Even if no one's looking, do the right thing.
What do you see for this year's team?
Like I said, we're very young on paper. If you look us on paper, we fill 14 weight classes, obviously, but we have 8 first-year wrestlers. The freshman class, I have everyone says they have Super Frosh. I don't have the Super Frosh LaSalle has, where I brought in all these state placers from other states. But what I do have, I have 9 freshmen that when we have the Northwest Freshman Tournament here in the holidays, it's 26 teams. It's just as equivalent to Centerville in my case.
You got a real big compliment from a buddy of mine sitting down the way here, Russ Fallon. He said, "God, I was worried about that thing." And I walked in and everything went bam, 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 bam. So again, your organization is paying off.
Thank you. Yeah, I said with the freshman tournament, we had 9 kids entered in it, and I had 4 champions. I had 6th place, and I took 3rd behind Lakota East and Mason. So in my mind, we're moving in the right direction. It's not where I want to be yet, but continual work and doing the right things, and the good stuff comes.
One of the problems that happens in coaching in this sport is that people burn out as coaches, or their families burn out.
Or their families burn out, young families.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate. My wife, I have a young daughter. She's just turned 4. So, my wife is very patient, and I have some great parents.
That's
I'd like to spend a lot of time with her.
My wife's sitting behind us someplace around here, and I think she would like to talk with your wife because she spent about 50 years in this
I hope
business.
she could give her some advice.
Well, listen, my best wishes to you.
Absolutely.
As we were talking, your team came in here and sat down in the bleachers, and what really impressed me is that they came in, they sat down, they are paying attention to what's going on out there. I can't tell you how envious I am of the job you're doing.
I appreciate it.
And we're delighted to be here. And we'll look forward to seeing you down the road later this year.
Absolutely.
We're going to be doing the Division I district finals, it looks like, since the OHSA bumped us out of the state meet. But hopefully there'll be
Hopefully you'll be calling one of my boys.
In there. Okay.
Look for Julian Daniels.
Yeah.
170 pounds, maybe 160.
That's a bet, Coach. We'll be looking for it.
Thank you very much
a lot.
for your time.
Good luck in the future.
Appreciate you guys coming out.
Okay.